Greetings, walkers, and welcome again to a Walk with Walt podcast, where we take the road less traveled when it comes to Walt Disney, and where you're going to hear the Disney stories that you have never heard before. I'm your host, Carrie Rutkin, and your other host, Peter Block, and I'm real excited because back again with us is Corinne Andersson of Disney Lifestylers. We're excited to have you back. Corinne.
Why don't we do a Walt in the World? What's up with Corinne? She's here.
Hey,
now.
I love that, Corinne. Walt, you know what? Instead of what have you been doing? Walt in the World is up with you. Pete, how come I've never thought of that? Thank you.
I don't know.
How come you never thought of it until now?
I guess I feel inspired today. So yeah.
Corinne Andersson, Walt in the World is up with you these days.
So I'm coming fresh from Pin Mania. So yesterday I attended my first at what we call Walt Disney World Pin Drop Tuesdays. That was an event. It was very crazy and we were successful. We stood many, many hours in the parking garage and managed to get these limited edition pins. It's like the pin thing. I used to collect pins many, many, many years ago, but it's like exploded now. Like people are crazy. So I'm back into it and it's very addicting. It's been all about pins, pin bingo, limited edition pins, all this
Okay,
stuff.
speaking of Pin Bingo, tell us about that event you were at a couple weeks ago.
So because pins have become so big here, I mean, I know it's super big at Disneyland too, but we have two kind of third-party stores. They're not affiliated with Disney in any way that are now like selling, pins, and people have their collections and stuff where you can trade. And the store closest to me, they started this event twice a month called Pin Bingo. And for anybody who wants to check it out, it's fantastic. Pinco is it's called. They have an Instagram and everything. They do pin bingo. So basically you go and there's categories of different pins, and I played in the princess category because I collect princess pins, and you have to like put in a pin to enter into the bingo. So
that's all a pin?
Yeah, just a pin, and it can be any sort of pin as long as it fits the theme, right? So I had to put in a princess pin. And you can do three little bingo sheets. If you do three, you have to do 3 pins. So I was like, okay, I want to win this. We all put in
you're all in.
Yeah, all in. And I won. And I think I screamed the loudest because
I saw it. Yes.
I was so excited because there was a lot. So I, not to be like that, but I worked with them a little bit. So I had promoted it a lot. So they had their biggest turnout. So I was like, there's no way we're going to win now because people had said like, oh, not that, many show up. So it's easy to win. I won 5 times last time. I was like, oh, okay, good chances. And then it was packed. So I was like, we're not going to win. But the more packed it is, the more pins you get when you win. So, it was,
Wait,
I was over 100
do you get the pins that people donated to get their cards?
Yes, exactly. So
different?
your winnings, if you win a round, you get every single pin that for everybody.
Winner take all. There's no second or third place.
Nope, winner takes all.
Bingo,
So
man!
Wow.
I got over, and it's like the different categories. Like they have a hidden Mickey category. Way more people played in that category because those pins are a little more affordable. Then there's like a limited edition category. Obviously, not as many people enter into that, but I saw the person who won. They got some nice pins for limited edition. So, but my princess category, it was over 100 pins. So there was a lot of the same. I got a lot of doubles, but they're perfect as traders. So I was very happy. It was so much fun. So it's something they do it twice a month. So we go every month now. So we'll see if I ever win again. I can't feel like that.
When we were at Disney World in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and by the way, once again, Corinne and I did not get to see each other when we went to Disney.
We tried.
Something always comes up. Pete, when we went there last year, 2025, Mike, my son-in-law, who spends so much money on whatever fad he's into, was into pins.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see him trading with like some bunch of 13-year-old girls. And they're trading. And he came back with all the stuff. But I swear those girls snookered him. I swear they did.
Listen, the kids over here, they know their stuff.
And Mike
you don't
was
think
new.
that they're like innocent.
Yes. And Mike was new and he was real proud. And I said, I don't know. I think they took you.
Wow. He was into pins now. Just this week, he's dropped a couple videos. And this is the person I didn't think would get into it. Mark Bricky's doing some videos. He's like totally into pins now, and him and
Bricky
his wife.
is?
Yeah, Bricky and his
Lord.
wife.
Oh,
So I was
Lord.
like, oh, here we go. Here we go. They're like
I'm
opening
telling
them,
you,
and-
it's been
yeah.
like crazy. It's so funny because it's obviously like in social media, anything becomes a trend, everybody jumps on it, but it's also fun because there's so many people involved now. But
Well, he got
Correct.
into the blind ones, right? Where it's like a blind draw. And
Yeah.
so now that's the thing. It's like, okay, they're opening it all slow. And which one did I get? And,
yeah,
there's a lot of excitement there. It's kind of like
it's
baseball cards.
feeling the bag,
us,
feeling
yeah.
the bag, which ones are in here, hoping because they have like the more rare ones that they're calling chasers and super chasers, and so
Oh,
everybody's
gosh.
feeling up the bags. It's
Corinne, and we're going to
Yeah.
get into blind boxes today.
yeah.
We're going to get into that. Corinne, how many different Disney pins, official ones, exist in the world? How many different styles?
We talked about this because the amount is just astounding. I've been trying like online, trying to see like asking ChatGPT like if it knows. They make so many pins. There has to be. I mean, my guess would be probably like throughout the year since they started, because they just celebrated 25 years of pin trading. I think it was last year, and probably over 500,000. I
Yeah,
seriously
that would
think
make sense.
it's so crazy. That's why I feel like, I'm a completist. When I collect, I want to get every single one, but I'm like, that's impossible. It's never going to happen.
And I
And
imagine
some
they,
things
I'm sorry.
for $800. So I'm not.
And I would imagine there's pin trading shows and things to go to. Oh.
Oh yeah, like the trading events, and Disney's going to have a big one here now in a couple of months that are
Of course
official.
they are, Pete. Disney, why let somebody else do it?
Yeah.
Why?
Like D23. Why let all these fan clubs exist? We'll make our own.
Yeah.
So
I got
yeah.
a little pin story. Hannah was maybe like 14. This is about 10 years ago or so. And we were up at Club 33, and I bought her a couple of like exclusive pins or whatever. And she didn't have a lot of pins, but she had the lanyard and she had all her pins on there. Dude, there was some older, like I wouldn't say older, like an adult guy, like in his 30s or whatever, that started stalking her. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want that pin. How much you want for it? And then a couple hours later, he runs into him again. I'll give you $500. I'll go out and get the money and bring the cash back. And she was like freaking out. I go, why didn't you tell somebody? This guy's stalking me. But people take that stuff really serious.
Yeah.
They get into it, and if there's something that they want that they can't get, they're like, they get stupid about it. And I mean, I've seen that with baseball cards and Pokemon cards and all those trading things. But I think they just said, maybe you can comment on this, Corinne, like there's some new rules or something that they laid down at Disneyland. Maybe you could, if you've heard about that.
So this is the trading does happen here at Walt Disney World too. At Epcot, they have, like, people call it a flea market because it kind of looks like that between the Creation Store and the Connection. They all put out their pins, like tons of books, and they're trading. But I guess at Disneyland, it's been even worse, where there's been a lot of accusations that people are taking advantage of kids and trying to trade for better pins and giving them fake pins and all this stuff, right? And the people are just taking it way too seriously, and it looks crazy. I'm sure you've seen them all in Frontierland.
Oh yeah.
They like put up their books and just like rude behavior and stuff like that. So Disney actually came out with new rules that they post on their website that they are not allowed to be there anymore. And now they've turned the area into Cool Kids Summer, which is only for kids to trade. You have to be under 16 to trade.
Is that what Cool Kids Summer is for? Pins?
It's one part of it, but I think they kind of wrap that in under.
Good.
Now they're saying like adults cannot put out their books. There's like a size guide. You can only have a pin book that this big, and you can't bring too many. So security has actually been stopping people from even getting through security if they see that you're coming with binders full of pins, because that's not allowed anymore. So I think Disney's like, they like that people are buying more pins, but they kind of don't, like, it becomes like a resale market almost. Like they're there to try and, I'm here to trade to try and make some money, like to make sure this person gives me a way more valuable pin and I'll give them something, not worth it. And of course, kids don't know, they're like, oh, this is great, and then because I see that all the time. We see that here because we trade a lot with like cast members and stuff. And it happens all the time. Kids, they buy some of the pins and then they put one there and somebody comes immediately and takes it or puts down, what we call a scrapper, which are the non-Disney pins. Disney did not make them. That's big here too. Yeah, all the tourists
to bootleg them. Oh, that's easy to do.
Yeah,
it's so easy to do.
But it's, you know, like it's just like the thing of like you want it to be for kids, but it's hard when there's money.
Hey, Pete, was that
Yes,
a
sir.
Club 33 member that was stalking Anna?
No, I don't think
Because
so.
I hear there are a lot of creepers.
She didn't know who it was.
I don't
but
really
she
know
told
for
us
sure,
about
but
it, and I
hear
told
it.
her, I go, next time, go to a worker. You know, if you get someone harassing
I
you.
doubt that
She
it
just-
was because he could buy his own pin then.
Yeah, but she just stopped wearing her pins. She's like, it's not worth it. You know, she just was like, I'm over it. So she collects them, but she doesn't really trade them anymore. So
And Mike, my son-in-law, is into Pokemon now. And he and a couple of friends went to Dallas or Houston because they're in Austin to go to some Pokemon show.
Yeah.
And Mike and his two friends were vendors. They got their own table and they made a lot of money. I mean, he probably spent a lot of money in one time to get these. But yeah, that's my son-in-law.
There's such a big culture in that too. Like people are really into it right now.
It's like when we had Cleo Thomas on our show and Mike was on it because Mike's a gamer, Cleo's a gamer. So we had Mike and we're talking about Mike's Funko collection. It's Funko Pops.
Oh yeah.
And I said, how many Funko Pops do you have, Mike? And he says, about probably 50 or so. And I said, Mike, when I was at your house last time, I tried to count. It's about 500.
Oh my
But they're so deep on your shelves. So I can't count them. And he says, really? I said, yes, that's my son-in-law. No.
That's fine. It's fun. There's so many things to collect.